Alright guys, so if you saw my previous video where I stabbed this OTF into some wood a bunch of times and then hammered it into wood, I mean it took a ton of abuse but eventually broke. And I was curious, I took it apart. What's nice about these super cheap ones is they have simple Torx screws. Alright, this one I believe was a Torx 6 maybe? But anyway, popped the top off, took a look inside, and here is what's going on. This is what actually broke. Is this piece right there. So let me zoom in for you. All right, you can see what it's supposed to look like on the bottom. Let me get the blade here and show you this. So when I put this back together, you'll see what I'm talking about. But as the inner piece moves forward, this is on a spring. So just a little metal tab and there's a spring behind it. So as the thing pushes forward, it's spring pressure, it pushes back. Okay, same thing on the top. This is what actually broke. This got jammed up, all right? So let me actually see if I could pop this out. I got my little Gerber multi-tool here. All right, so let's pop this out. All right. See, I mean, I'm assuming the spring itself is jacked. This actually broke. So that's probably cast, you know, pot metal or something. This piece here, yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh, you can see it. You can see it on the frame there. There's the other half of it. So that broke in half. It actually sheared. So that would be that plate that's on this side. So that's unfortunate. So it will not probably maybe retain open. It might actually work closed. Be interesting. I will put this back together, see how it works without it, but yeah, there was a spring behind there, which should still be in here somewhere, unless that fell out when I took it apart. Can't tell if it's in there or not. Yeah, pieces, yeah, you can see a tiny little piece of that. So the spring itself, I mean, it just, when I pushed it, it jammed all together and snapped and broke, and that's unfortunate. All right, so let me back this camera out a little bit here. Got gloves on because it's super greasy. So how this works is this track here. This track has these two tabs and a spring. All right, so this goes on one side, and then you pull it, and the spring goes on the other side. All right. So it works just like this. Be careful it doesn't fly off and hit you in the face. All right, but I'm actually going to take it off for a second here because I want to show you how these tabs work. All right, so this would be sitting in the frame here. All right, so it sits in the frame just like this. Let me zoom back in. All right, you can see the top part here. This is actually what our switch is here. All right, so this little piece of metal is just inside of our switch on this side because there's a slot cut out for it. All right, so it's kind of like this, and that's what you're switching. You're going up and down. But when you go up, see that tab there? See how there's this little protrusion? As you go up, this pushes that piece in. All right, and the same thing happens on the top, only now the top part is missing. So let me go ahead and try to put this guy back together here for a second. All right, I'm back. So no, this is definitely broken. So I just wanted to show you this though real quick. Again, if you haven't seen, I mean, this should be for a whole separate video on how, you know, OTFs actually work, but well, I guess that's this video. I'm kind of explaining how OTFs work. So you can see this piece that's down here. Let me zoom in a little bit. All right, the piece that's down here that's supposed to be on top as well. When this blade retracts, right? And remember, I don't have the spring in right now, but it's under spring tension. So it's under spring tension, and then, you know, you push the switch down, and when it finally breaks, the spring shoots this blade down. But watch this piece here. As this blade is going in, let me grab it from here. Okay, you see how the base of the blade pushes it out of the way. Okay, and then as it's going down, it pops back into place because it's hitting the top. I'm trying to push the blade without cutting myself. Let me slide this down this way. All right, so just keep an eye on that. As we're going down, this is all happening with one little shot. See that the corner there, the shoulder, all right, pops back over. So what's happening is that the spring tension on that little tab, whenever it's passing it, it's going to, like when this retracted, where we pulled the switch down, theoretically, and it shot down and moved this thing out of the way, but then the thing popped back open so it does not let it go forward. All right, you understand? And then the vice versa happens when you're pulling the switch down. Okay, let me grab this. When you're pulling the switch down, let that focus. This piece here is moving this out of the way, and then it's allowing the spring tension to shoot it back open. So it just literally, when you put a switch back and forth, it shoots out and locks, or shoots in and locks, okay? So it's not moving around. That's how an OTF actually functions, okay? So yeah, without the top switch, nothing's gonna happen. This will lock down, but there's no way I can use the spring tension. It won't retain open. You know what I mean? Once the blade is all the way out, I mean, nothing happens. It'll stop, but the only way this, I mean, it's not gonna shoot in or shoot out, and it's not gonna lock out. All that would happen here with the tab on the bottom is it would be able to lock all the way back in. But you can't even do that because you can't push the blade far enough past the handles to actually lock it back in anyway. So hopefully this wasn't too confusing, but that's how it works. Again, this is the spring that has these hooks on either side, which goes on this piece here. All right, so assuming you took yours apart, you have all these parts, this is how you put it back together. You're gonna put your blade back in, you see this round piece, okay, that faces upwards. So you have the bottom part of our handle. We're gonna slide that into our handle. Okay, it doesn't have to necessarily be all the way in, but it does have to be past where this is, okay? So you don't want it all the way out. It could be in the middle here, it's fine. You're going to gently put this on here without disturbing both of those tabs, okay? At this point, if you hold this down, you can pull this up, but don't retract it, okay? Just pull it up to like there. All right, then you can take your, actually we need our switch. The switch goes on the side here, just like so. Rest your top handle scale on carefully. Up. Make sure you still have your switch in there. Okay. Perfect. All right, so make sure the switch is actually moving things back and forth. That whole piece is moving back and forth. Then you're gonna pop all your screws in, all right? And then at that point, you're going to pull forward, reset your blade, which this is not going to set because we're missing that piece, but you pull forward, it'll reset the blade, and then you can check it. You know, shoot down, shoot open. So anyway, that's how an OTF works. I won't throw this out. I'll save the parts. Obviously, I'm not the piece that broke and sheared off, but you know, the spring and the handles and blade and stuff, pocket clip. So I'll keep these as miscellaneous parts, and you know, if something breaks in the future, maybe I can use one of these to fix it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how this OTF works. Being extremely impressed by this one. I may actually buy another one. Just because that, like I said, that was seriously impressive. It was hard to even, you know, break this one. I went out there fully expecting it to break right away, and it took way more abuse than I ever would imagine. So that was quite impressive. But anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have an awesome day. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.